How do you as a coach, how do you obviously you already had a shoot around, so probably if you would have known earlier you might adjust and try to have a practice. So how do you at that point adjust what you're trying to do with your guys for that day?
We just took a day and just updated the guys on what was going on. We couldn't leave until later on in the evening, so everyone just kind of took a day to themselves and did a little walking around in Philly, whatever guys like to do. But those type of situations are just not really in our control, and we just try to make the best of it.
Really, like mentally, is it exhausting that we're still having to deal with stuff and going on a third year now, like year 3 of this in the NBA?
I don't know if exhausting is the word. It's just having an awareness that we're still living in a global pandemic, and we have to be as safe as we can, do all of the things that we can do, take the precautions to try to be safe and healthy. It's just the whole world is dealing with it, and we got to continue to navigate these circumstances.
Basketball-wise, I know we've talked a lot about Josh Hart's role this year. Assists for him, career high, shoot a bunch at the rim. Just what do you think generally about him putting the ball on the floor this year and getting all the way to the rim or finding teammates?
I think the first thing with Josh is that he puts a ton of pressure on the defense with his ability to push the ball, especially off rebounds. He forces everyone on our team to run with him. And then he's just making solid plays when he gets down there. If he has a layup, he takes it. He's getting to the foul line. We want him to continue to do that, and then just continue to make the solid and simple passes, which he's doing. And he's been huge for us this season. So we want him to continue to do the things that he's doing, and what he does just makes us a better team.
Brendan has been real complimentary after the past couple games just about Herb and Josh in the starting lineup, like those guys being good defenders and just high IQ players. I mean, how much do you feel like those two guys just complement the rest of the guys in that group?
They do. He's exactly right. Josh and Herb both, they can guard. You can put them in any position, and they know how to execute at a high level, high IQ players for us. And once again, those two guys are just make our team better, make our starting lineup better. We want to continue to look at those groups, and we like what we see so far.
For Josh, as far as attacking the hoop, I know he's shooting a lot better there, but I think his volume is up in terms of shots at the rim. I think he was, told me it might be double, if not more. Was that a conversation you had with him, or about attacking and getting downhill a little bit more and getting to the rim?
It's something we talk about. We want to get the ball out of the net or rebound and go. And he is a guy that plays that way, has the ability to, big physical, strong guy that he can get to the lane and finish. It's something that he does well. So we just continue to encourage it.
Willie, is that something you identified in preseason when you came over, got the job? You looked at every player individually and wondered yourself, can I get maybe something more, or help him improve in certain areas? Because Josh, he was known as pretty much a 3-and-D guy his first 4 years in this year. Like everybody's been talking about, his roles increasing. He's handled it really well.
I think number one, it's a credit to Josh. It's a credit to the work that he puts in the off season and the player that he's been really over his career. I know he's been a 3-and-D guy, but if you watch him at Villanova, he had the capability of making plays for his teammates. So the credit goes to him first, and then for us as a staff, we just want to continue to try to elevate and put our guys in a position to be great on the floor. Josh fits right into what we want to do, how we want to play. You put him on the floor, and he makes things happen for us. That makes it easier to figure it out from there.
We saw you get down at defensive stance and mess with JV a little bit. I knew earlier on we talked about how some of that was, all right, I'm the head coach now, compared to being a PD guy. Like, how has that transition been for you now that we're, 3 months into the season?
It's been great, but it's, I still like to get on the floor with the guys if I can. In the off season, I'll probably do more of it. But right now, we have our coaches, our assistant coaches, doing a great job of working with our guys and their PD work. So I just try to watch, observe, learn, maybe drip feed some information if I see it. Other than that, I got enough on my hands in terms of all of the other work that I need to get done.
You mentioned a lot of the good things that Josh has done this season. How much of a credit is it is it to him too that his minutes have gone up and it's been so productive? I mean, he's been throughout his career, he's been mostly a guy that comes off the bench and gives you a spark, but now he's playing, I think, the most he's ever played.
That contributes to it, But once again, it's a credit to him because we could play him more minutes and his production could also be, it could drop, and it hasn't. We're playing him more minutes, heavier minutes, and he's continuing to go out and play well every game. But those are discussions that we talked about. Josh he's just a freaking basketball player, and you put him on the floor and he can get things done for you.
You guys had 2 wins going into Philly, but obviously didn't get to play that game. How can you kind of pull from those wins and the momentum that you were building going into tomorrow's game?
Not playing against Philly was tough. Kind of knocks us out of rhythm a little bit, but we came in today, had a crisp practice. We'll come in tomorrow and get a shoot around before we play Portland. Look, it's just something that the whole league is dealing with, the whole world is dealing with. So we just got to make adjustments and get ready to go out tomorrow and have a good game.
You've been putting a little bit of emphasis on free throws here the last few practices. Any reason why?
I think we're having some slippage in our confidence, what have you, of getting up there and just knocking down our free throws. So don't want to make it a huge thing, but we definitely got to work on it.
Did you make was today's practice more intense than you typically would have had it because of not playing yesterday? Like, how did you adjust today to based off of what happened yesterday?
Well, it was a little bit more intense in the sense that we wanted to play. We wanted to get up and down. Had we played Philly, probably wouldn't have done as much on the court. But because we didn't, we need to get some 5-on-5 in, work on some things going into Portland. So we did that today.
Thank you.